a game that's been hyped up for 5 years now. It feels like it's been forever since Breath of the Wild. It feels like Breath of the Wild was on old hardware. It's hard to believe it was on the Switch.
I know.
Honestly,
I literally thought that too.
Right?
6 years, by the way.
crazy.
Oh no, it was announced 4 years ago,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So it was 6 if you really like. If you beat the game, I guess in like a week or something, you were itching for more. Then yeah, it's been like 6 years.
Yeah.
So long wait. Arguably, one of Nintendo's, if not the biggest, one of the biggest projects they have, like in the like last 3 years. Where if they fuck this up, they definitely don't do well in terms of like stakeholder expectations.
Don't you feel like this is so unlike Nintendo in a way? Like Nintendo, I mean, maybe at least the Nintendo of recent times, they don't announce a game like this and wait this long for it.
You
Like-
mean like in terms of like delays or?
No, it's not even delays, but like I feel like lately Nintendo is just a company that would announce their game and then within a year at least the game comes out.
I see what you mean.
With Breath of the Wild 2, well, Tears of the Kingdom, I don't know why I'm still pretending like
A lot of people do that. Even Ronak here, my roommate, does it.
Yeah, we spent so many years calling it that. It's so hard for me to call it Tears of the Kingdom.
It's crazy because we only found out Tears of the Kingdom was a name like only a couple months ago. So for several years, we only knew it as a sequel.
Yeah, it's BOTW2.
Yeah.
So this game kind of fell into the only thing I can think of that's similar was like the Kingdom Hearts 3 situation where like they announced it and then you wait so many years and then people just have all these insane expectations and I fell victim to it too. I mean, I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, but like even me, I'm like here like, dang, I should not have we can't be doing that anymore. I hope that this is the last case of a studio or like a video game developer going this long.
You know why I think it happened though? Tears of the King. Breath of the Wild when it came out was obviously a huge success. It broke expectations. People like fucking love the game. I love the game. You love the game. Love it. It's great. And I feel like within a matter of weeks or months, in my opinion, I think Nintendo realized how they can make it better immediately, because one, you had people doing crazy shit in Breath of the Wild. You had people like inventing some crazy like gear by like not inventing gear but like inventing crazy scenarios where like what if I try to push this boulder into this, triggering this explosion, and then if I stop this and jump on this board, it'll send me flying like 200 miles away.
Yeah.
Like people were very extremely inventive with Breath of the Wild, and people also felt like the story was moving towards something new. So with the story brewing to be something and the mechanics being like, wait, this is like beta still, we can go further. I think they knew like already months in, they're like, we can definitely make a sequel. We can definitely do that.
Yeah, I had the feeling something similar too with that, where I don't think maybe immediately, because they were doing DLC and stuff, and I'm still buying that thing that they said where they were like, we had so many ideas for DLC that was just like, go F it, we'll make a sequel.
That's definitely what happened.
Yeah, but it's still the same concept of so many freaking ideas, and imagine how long it took to even make Breath of the Wild 1. And these are people that are working with the same engine too, so you would think that it doesn't take that long to do this. But it took them this long because they had 1,000,001 ideas that they wanted to implement. And I mean...
And they had to make sure they did it right. You can't go from a 10 to even a 9. You want to stay at 10.
Exactly. Because how do you follow up a perfect game? You need to make it perfect too. So, like, listen, now we're in a world where Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild 2 is finally out, and listen, they implemented 1,000,001 things in the game, so there's 1,000,001 things to talk about.
I, off the bat, just want to say, I said this on stream, and I've been saying it multiple times to anybody who's listening. This, in my opinion, has been the best introduction to any Zelda game I've played. I fucking loved it. It felt so, like, mature in terms of, like, you guys are definitely trying to tell a story from the rip. Like, from the jump. It's not like they're just telling you a story and you're just there sitting like Wind Waker. It's not like, oh, you just wake up and you have to figure out what's going on. It's very much a mix of, like, you're figuring out what's going on as you're exploring this, like, cavern. And the music, the voice acting, like, the lore building, everything happening in that intro sequence was fucking amazing, dude. I loved it so much.
I definitely ruined it for myself because...
You got spoiled?
Huh?
You gotta spoil
No, I didn't spoil it. I was just being a jackass, and I started climbing shit. Like Zelda be in the middle talking about like, what do these murals mean, and whatever. And I'm like literally in the back, like climbing the fucking wall, like an idiot.
You didn't watch she was talking.
Swinging, like I'm swinging the sword at her. I'm literally ruining the moment for myself. But I'm like, I was trying to get back into. I haven't played Breath of the Wild in years, by the way. I think you haven't either, right?
I played Breath of the Wild a little bit a month ago, but that's just getting ready for Tears.
Copy. I haven't played in a while, so I was like, oh, what does this button do? What does that button do again? I was trying to do that, and I ruined it for myself because like it's a serious moment, but I'm here like being so stupid.
I did the same thing, but it wasn't when she was talking. It was definitely like once she was done talking, I was like, all right, Link, let's continue like exploring the cave. Then I'll do some dumb shit. The thought that she was like talking, it was like, so Y swing, X is
I'm like, yo, I get it. We're in a cavern and it's dark and creepy and there's stuff that's whoa, I never heard about this before. I get it. Let's move on. No, but it was. I will say, I definitely had goosebumps though. I got chills as soon as the Ganondorf sequence started. That's when I was like,
yes. That room where he was in when you walked in. They programmed the game so that the music cued in right when you walked in.
Yeah.
So like the Zonai like kind of esque music really hits harder when you're in there.
Not to mention, did you when you were walking down that staircase? Didn't at one point you were like, "This is a long staircase."
Dude, it felt very like dread, like a lot of dread because it felt like it was never ending. I'm like, how
gloom?
Does
they're calling
go,
it gloom.
Dude?
So
they kept coming. Which honestly, it looks like Calamity, does it not?
Yeah, same thing.
It straight up looks like just straight up Calamity. I don't know why like. They're calling it gloom, but whatever. That could be a story thing later. But getting there was a truly fucking enjoyable. I loved it a lot, and I think this game did even better job than Breath of the Wild in terms of introducing mystery. Because Breath of the Wild was mysterious because you just woke up and it was like, all right, find out what happened. This one, like Zelda's talking about the imprisonment war, and you're like, oh, okay. And then you go and see that there's like a whole wall that's blocked off, and you're like, I wonder like
what happened there
on that wall.
That was another thing I was doing. I was trying to like swing the sword at the rock, like I got this shit, Zelda.
You're trying to take out your Sheikah Slate to get a bomb out, and like, come on, I can blow this up, bro.
I guess that's not happening.
It was that you come down, and then like the Ganondorf part happens, and you see that Raru's Zonai arm on him, which is like, what the fuck is that? A tear falls down. He gets awakened. He knows Link's and Zelda's names. It's so much mystery where you're like, what?
Yeah,
what?
Dude, weren't you kind of like a little bit shook at the Rauru name drop? I was like, wait, that dude?
Yeah, for a minute I was like, wait, which is this like a new Rauru, or is this like the ones from like the old game, like
the old dude, right? The old dude from Ocarina of Time.
That's what I was thinking. But then we see a Zonai dude named Rauru, and I'm like, what's going on here, man? The Zonai are throwing me off hard on this.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I just gotta mention this. I wrote this in my notes. I love the design for Rauru and the Zonai. I know we were all kind of wondering like, how did the Zonai look like? I'm kind of like, I love it. Like he looks so freaking cool.
It looks like honestly Zora's if they actually looked up.
Yeah. I was getting like a feeling of like the Ritu in a way, like but just I don't know. There has to be a connection there because they're sky people, and
I feel like they're just like a combination of everything except Goron. Honestly, I can't see how they're Gorons, but I feel like they're a connection of like everything.
Yeah, they got a little bit.
What's crazy to me, I was about to say, is that like they seem like obviously they're an advanced tribe, and they came before everything. So I want to know how they got clapped, because they seem like they had it made, bro. They were living in the sky. They have those stewardess constructs, soldier constructs. Yeah. Their technology is insanely advanced.
Oh,
how did they lose?
I also really like that the constructs, like the enemies that you're fighting in the Sky Islands, aren't actually enemies. They're just hey, listen, we're just programmed to fight. Like,
sorry, bro.
Yeah,
I do what I gotta do.
I kind of like that. It kind of like makes it different in a way. Like I'm beating them not because they hate me. I'm beating them because like, listen, like I'm just doing my job. I gotta fight.
You're in the way. Yeah,
I'm programmed to do this, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of like that. It also makes the world seem a little bit more real. And I would have liked it. I like this more than the Zonai just from off of it being like the enemy. Because that would have been like lame. Like, oh, you just made up a tribe that's the enemy all of a sudden. That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, I agree. There's so much mystery and so much lore there. And if that theory of Tears of the Kingdom being the bridge between Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword is true, then this game has a lot of explaining to do. Like, the Zonai are literally only in this game, essentially, in the grand lore of Zelda, so they really have a lot of explaining to do. Hopefully by the end of the game, when we finally beat it, we'll be like, oh.
Yeah. I hope it's like that, because right now I'm so confused, dude.
Yeah.
Like, where did the Zonai fit in all of this, dude?
Yeah.
I feel like they've always been there. Also, like, why does Ganondorf already know Link and Zelda? Like, is this like reincarnated Ganondorf over time?
Well, that's what I figured. It's only one Ganondorf, right?
Yeah, so, like, is this the same reincarnation, or is this like a new Ganondorf?
I figured that because
right?
the second he woke up, like, he knew who Link was, and
sorry,
he knew who Zelda was, and then he knew who Link was. And I thought that he wasn't gonna say Link's name as a reference to how you can customize your name in Ocarina of Time. So there's a chance that the Link that he met in Ocarina of Time was actually named Carmelo Anthony, and he had like no,
And you, Carmelo Anthony 77. Haven't forgotten.
I remember you stay mellow. So
You stay
no. So no, but obviously he said both of their names, and yeah, like this is their first time meeting them, so obviously it has to be a reference to being like, oh, you're the new Zelda, you're the new Link. Got it. Yeah. Copy. Yeah. Understood.
Which tells me, like, the story, if he really is like the reincarnation and they're really pointing in that and they have the Zonai, this story seems like it's gonna be really good. Like, it seems like it's a very good story. If they make callbacks to Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, if they do callbacks, oh my god.
I mean, the fact that we already have Ganondorf in this already means that there's gonna be a good time, just because it's sort of, dang, what's the best comparison to this? I don't even know. It just feels like a Zelda game that has Ganondorf in it always makes you go, okay.
Yeah, like, this is a real fucking Zelda game.
Yeah, this is a real Zelda game, yeah. So that Breath of the Wild one is already discounted. We don't care about that anymore.
I don't remember that game. Also, once the whole intro thing happens, which once again is amazing, and we wake up, the dive, you already talked about it before we record, the dive into the Great Skyline that you start the game in, and the title screen popping up was so masterfully done. It just feels like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have a field day with this game.
You see, I don't think I was having as good of a first impression as you, because I remember playing Breath of the Wild 1. It felt like you know the moment when Link gets out of that cave and you just see everything. That was a moment to me that made me go, yeah, this can be a perfect game. Yeah. And that happened in the first, maybe 5 minutes playing Breath of the Wild, maybe? And I was like, this was taking a while here. And I'm like, yo, come on. Where is it? I want this moment already. Like, is this not going to happen? Then as soon as I jumped off, I was like, yeah, okay.
The best thing was, too, they used the first notes of the Breath of the Wild one, but then they quickly switched it to the new theme. I was like, way to fucking call back Breath of the Wild. It's so good. I love when people use music so well in video games. It was so well done.
And they're doing it phenomenally so far. I mean, we both knew that there wasn't going to be no way that they were going to mess up the music in Tears of the Kingdom.
Hell no.
But just always hearing it, like, if there's any complaints that I had about Tears of the Kingdom so far, one of them is not the music. The music was just...
No. The Zonai shrines in this game have really good music. Like, I like them a lot, dude. They're way much more, at least to me so far, memorable and better than the music that we had in the initial shrines. Like, way back in Breath of the Wild. I like them a lot more. They seem more vibrant, more alive. I like it a lot more.
Yeah. Also, by the way, where did the Zonai live? They got no homes.
Dude, I'm telling you, the Zonai to me don't make sense. You were all powerful. You had all this shit. You lost it all. I don't understand how your civilization thrived. What did you do in your free time?
Yeah.
Because you didn't hunt. You didn't cook. You didn't do anything. These guys did it for you. What civilization was this, bro? I don't get the civilization.
I don't get it. Like, that so far is an L from like the Zonai, the design of it from Nintendo, because I'm like so confused by them. Why is the only building here the Temple of Time?
Temple of Time.
Especially when okay, I guess the lore is that the Temple of Time originally originated from the Zonai.
Yeah, everything we've seen in Hyrule, there's probably a 99% chance the Zonai did that shit first.
Right. There has to be something here. This game is humongous, bro. I don't know how they were able to fit it in the same exact cartridge as the first game.
Yeah, same system and everything. Someone legit said they spent 90, I think it was 90 hours, no 82 hours. They spent 82 hours and then decided finally to beat like the mainline game, the mainline story. And when they finished the mainline story after 82 hours, they really do think that they only did 50% of the entire game. Like, there's so much more to do even after they did 82 hours of gameplay with the mainline completion.
Bro, how does someone... Once I get to 50 hours in a game, I'm already checked. I'm already like...
I'm like, damn, all right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, I'm like breathing deep. How do you do 82 hours and you're still saying there's not even that? I mean,
and we're not even talking like collecting Korok seeds. I think he just means genuinely they just think
that's what I was gonna ask, because like you can put in like 200 hours in like Breath of the Wild, but you're only doing some really extraneous stuff at that point.
Yeah,
like you're putting in 200 hours, but that's because you're trying to like figure out new fun things to like do, how to get there in a fun way, how to do that fun, like maybe collecting all the Korok seeds, maybe just exploring every single like part of the map. But like you're not doing new things. Like you can finish.
I'm hoping it's like Easter eggs, maybe eggs and like weapon.
But like, you know that you can
upgrade weapons.
If I remember correctly, like you can you can do the main quest, like all of the main stuff, and then all of the side things in Breath of the Wild within at least 50 hours, I think.
Everything?
Yeah.
No.
Besides the Korok stuff, I'm talking about like actual side quests, like actual side quests.
Yeah, probably 50 hours.
Yeah, give or take, and then maybe going to that island in the south, and then doing that challenge in the top right of the map, like all of those things. I think you can do 50 hours. Yeah, and that's me. I think being generous. Then all the extra stuff, that's what you can do 80 hours, 90 hours, whatever. But like 82 hours, and you're not even halfway done. That's what
I'm saying. Which tells me like they definitely added a fuck ton of shit, bro. I feel like me personally, I'm very okay with saying fuck you to every other game and just playing this, and I feel like I'm gonna be playing this for a while.
The only reason why I can't do that is because this is legitimately a fire year for video games.
It is, but honestly, everything else can suck a dick right now.